Now in this question you are asked the mass of non-volatile solute which is dissolved in 114 gram of octane to reduce its vapor pressure by 80%. So according to Raoult's law, a formula is there. P10 minus P1 divided by P10 equals X of solute, that is the mole fraction of solute, and here we will apply the formula W2 by M2 and W1 by M1. Now 80% vapor pressure is decreased. That means if P10 is 100, at that time P1 will be 80. So here we will write 100 minus 80, that is equal to W2, that is asked, and the molar mass is given to you, that is 40 gram per mole, and W1 is 114 gram, and the molecular mass of octane is also 114. Now here 100 minus 80, that is 20 by 100, and if we make a subject to W2, so we will write 20 into 40 into 114 divided by 100, and a denominator multiplied by 114. So overall here answer will be 8 grams. Solution containing 30 gram of non-volatile solute exactly in 90 gram of water has a vapor pressure of 2.8 kilopascal at 298 Kelvin, and further 18 gram of water is then added to the solution. So new vapor pressure increases, and that is 2.9 kilopascal, and you are asked the molar mass of solute and the vapor pressure of water at 298 Kelvin. So here two questions are asked in this numerical. So first we will apply the Raoult's law formula. So as we know that W2 is 30 gram, W1 is 90 gram, P1, that is a vapor pressure of solution 2.8 kilopascal, and M1 molar mass of water is 100 gram, 18 gram per mole, so that the number of moles of water will be division of W1 and M1. So 90 by 18, it will be 5. N2 is 30 by M2, and M2 is asked in question number 1. So according to Raoult's law, formula is P10 minus P1 by P10 equals N2 by N1 plus N2. P10 is also unknown, P1 is known, N1 is known. So here total two terms are unknown: vapor pressure of pure water, and the second is M2 molar mass, and both are asked into the question. So P10 minus 2.8 kilopascal divided by P10 equals 30 by M2 divided by 5 by M2. Now here P10 LCM is differentiated. So P10 minus upon P10, that is 1 minus 2.8 upon P10 equals 30 by M2 divided by 5 plus 30 by M2. Now this overall term is shifted to right hand side, and this overall term is shifted to left hand side. So 1 plus 30 by m2 divided by 5 plus 30 by m2 equals 2.8 divided by P10. So 5 plus 30 by m2 is multiplied to 1. So 5 plus 30 by m2 minus 30 by m2 divided by 30 by m2 upon equals 2.8 upon P10. So 2.8 divided by P10 equals 5 divided by 5 plus 30 by m2. So P10 upon 2.8 equals 5 plus 30 by m2 by 5. Here we have taken a reciprocal of both of the terms. And here 5 is now LCM is differentiated. So 1 plus 30 by m2 and at denominator multiplied by 5. And finally we are getting P10 upon 2.8 equals 1 plus 6 by m2. And this one is taken as equation number 1. Now, after the addition of 18 gram of water, the total mass of water will be 90 plus 18, so total will be 108 gram. So the number of moles of water, that is N1, equals 108 divided by 18. So P10 upon P1 minus P1 upon P10, again Raoult's law formula is applied, equals N2 by N1 plus N2. So P10 is as it is. P1 is 2.9 upon P10 equals 30 by m2, and it is divided by 6 plus 30 by m2. And same way we have to derive the equation number 2 like equation number 1. P10 is differentiated as LCM. Another side 30 by m2 divided by 6 plus 30 by m2 as it is term. And now 2.9 P10, and at another side whole term is shifted right hand side, and left hand side term is shifted 30 by m2 upon 6 plus 30 by m2. So we are getting here 2.9 divided by P10 equals 1 minus 30 by m2 divided by 6 plus 30 by m2. And here 6 plus 30 by m2 is taken as an LCM, so that this term is multiplied to 1. So at numerator 3 plus 30 by m2 minus 30 by m2, and it is divided by 6 plus 30 by m2. So 6 divided by 6 plus 30 by m2. Now same way we will take reciprocal of to the both of the terms. So P10 upon 2.9 equals 6 plus 30 by m2 divided by 6. And then at denominator that 6 is differentiated, so 1 plus 30 by m2 at numerator multiplied by 6. So 1 plus 30 by m2. Sorry, here it will be 5. So finally P10 upon 2.9 equals 1 plus 5 by m2. This one is equation number 2. Now equation number 1 and equation 2 both are compared. So that now equation number 1 is divided by equation number 2. So 2.9 upon 2.8, P10 is cut. Here is 1 plus 6 by m2 and 1 plus 5 by m2. And here 1 plus 5 by m2 is multiplied to left hand side, and the 2.8 is multiplied to right hand side. So 2.9 multiplied with 1 plus 5 by m2 equals 2.8. 1 plus multiplied by 1 plus 6 by m2. So 2.9 plus 14.5, 2.5 and 5 both are multiplied by m2 equals 2.8 plus 16 plus 8.8 divided by m2. So finally we are getting 2.3 by m2 equals 0.1, and m2 is calculated 23 gram per mole. So now m2 is found by us. So any one formula can be taken. Suppose here equation number 1 is considered, and in this equation m2 equals 23 is put. So formula was P0A upon 2.8 equals 1 plus 6 by m2, and m2 is 23. So that the P0A equals 2.8, then multiplied by 1 plus 6 by 23. So 2.8, it is multiplied with 2.8 is multiplied with 1 plus 6 by 23. So it will be 29 by 23, and finally we are getting 3.53 kilopascal. So this one is the answer number 2. Now in this question you are given that 5% solution by mass of cane sugar in water has a freezing point 271 Kelvin. So calculate the freezing point of the 5% glucose in water if the freezing point of pure water is given to you 273.15 Kelvin. So you are given the T0F and 5% cane sugar and 5% glucose. Two solutions are given to you. So here we will write for sugar, another side for glucose. Now here you are given mass of solute 5 gram. See how 5% W by W at both of the side the concentration is same. That means W2 is a 5 gram and W1 will be 95 gram. So if we write the meaning of it, then 100 gram of solution and 5 gram of solute, so the mass of solvent will be 95 gram. Similarly W2 here 5 gram, here we will write gram, and W1 is 100 minus 5, that is 95 gram. M2 will be 342 gram per mole, and delta TF will be 273.15 minus 271. So by substitution we will get 2.15 Kelvin. Here Kf will be W1 M2 delta TF by W2 1000. Here M2 will be 180 gram per mole, and then delta TF is asked. Actually here freezing point of solution is asked, but here first of all we will calculate delta TF by using the same formula. Kf equals W1 M2 delta TF by W2 1000. Now Kf term will be constant because Kf is a molar elevation molar depression constant, cryoscopic constant. So we can calculate delta TF. So first here we will calculate Kf. W1 is 95, M2 342, delta TF 2.15, W2 5 gram and multiplied by 1000, and answer will be 13.971 Kelvin kilogram per mole, and same value can be put here, that is 13.971 equals W1 is 95, M2 180, delta TF we want to calculate, divided by 5 multiplied by 1000. So if we make a subject to delta TF, then it is 4.085 Kelvin. So calculation is so much easy. So TF will be T0F, freezing point of pure solvent, minus depression in freezing point. So 273.15 minus 4.085, and by subtraction we will get 269.065 Kelvin. This is the final answer now. Here you are given two elements A and B which are forming two compounds AB2 and AB4, and if it is dissolved, 1 gram of AB2 is dissolved in 20 gram of benzene, then it lowers the freezing point of solution by 2.3 Kelvin, and AB4 then 1.3 Kelvin. So first of all here we are writing AB2 at one side and AB4 at another side. So M2 will be A plus 2B because AB2 is formed by the combination of one A atom and two B atoms. So the molar mass of solute will be A plus 2B. So suppose we are writing here atomic masses of A and B are small a and small b respectively. So the molar mass of AB2 is A plus 2B and molar mass of AB4 will be A plus 4B. Now here we are writing the remaining terms. KF has a formula W1 M2 delta TF upon W2 1000. KF, and if we make a subject to M2, so it will be KF W2 multiplied by 1000 divided by W1 multiplied by delta TF. So KF will be 5.1 multiplied with 1 multiplied with 1000, W1 20 multiplied with 2.3. By multiplying, we will get the answer 110.87 gram per mole. Similarly, another side, M2 is A plus 4B. So if we make a subject to KF, formula is W1 M2 delta TF by W2 multiplied by 1000. And if we make a subject to M2, now here we are writing the terms that KF W2 multiplied by 1000 divided by W1 into delta TF. So KF is given 5.1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1000 divided by 20 multiplied by 1.3. So the answer is 196.15 gram per mole. So here we are getting two molecular masses of AB2 and AB4. So for AB2, A plus 2B equals 110.87 gram per mole, and for AB4 it is A plus 4B equals 196.15 gram per mole. So by subtracting equation number 2 from equation number 1, we are getting AA. First of all, AA is cancelled, then 2B minus 4B, so it will be minus 2B, and by subtraction we are getting the value minus 85.28. So that atomic mass of B will be 42.64 unit or gram per mole we can write. And by substituting the value of B in any equation, here we are considering equation number 1, so that A plus 2 multiplied by 42.64 equals 110.87, and then 2 is multiplied and it is subtracted from 110.87, and we are getting the answer 85.28, and final answer is 25.58 unit. In this question you are given 36 gram of glucose present in a 1 liter of solution has an osmotic pressure of 4.98 bar, and if the osmotic pressure of solution is 1.52 bars at the same temperature, then what would be its concentration? So here also we are getting two parts, case 1 and case 2. Pi 1 equals 4.98 bar, W2 is 36 grams, and V is 1 liter. M2 for glucose is 180 gram per mole, and the osmotic pressure formula is pi1 equals W2 RT by M2V. Here RT term is taken constant, means no value is written for that. So 36, 180, then 1, and RT is as it is. And 36 5s are 180, so it will be 0.2 RT. This one is our pi 1. Similarly, pi 2 is given to you 1.52, and formula is pi 2 equals C2. Why C2 is written? Because here concentration is asked. So pi 2 by pi 1 is taken, then it will be C2 RT divided by 0.2 RT. So now RT term is cancelled. So pi 2 is 1.52 divided by 4.98 multiplied by 0.2 into C2. So C2 will be, that is a molarity of solution. So it will be 0.061 molar. Suggest the most important type of the intermolecular attractive interaction in the following pairs. So first is normal hexane and normal octane. Here van der Waals force is present. Van der Waals attraction force is present, and the reason for it is here both of the components are non-polar. In number 2, I2NCCl4, here also van der Waals force is present, and the same reason persists. No, both are non-polar components. Next, NaClO4 is an ionic substance. So here ion dipole interaction force is applied, and the reason is NaClO4 is ionized into two components, Na plus aqueous and ClO4 1 minus aqueous, and it is mixed with water, and water is a polar. That's why ion dipole interaction is occurred. In number 4, methanol and acetone is taken. Here dipole-dipole interaction is occurred because methanol and acetone both are polar compounds. Both are polar. Next is acetonitrile and acetone. Here also dipole-dipole interaction is occurred, and the same reason both are polar components. Now, based on the solute-solvent interactions, arrange the following in order to the increasing solubility in normal octane, and give reason for it. Here normal octane is a non-polar substance, so that non-polar solutes can be soluble in it. Here cyclohexane will be the highest soluble, and you are asked the increasing order, that's why cyclohexane will be the last. CH3CN is a polar, CH3OH is also polar, but OH has a more polarity, that's why solubility is less, where CH3CN is also polar but its polarity is less, and the least than KCl because it is an ionic substance. So KCl will be the least soluble, cyclohexane will be the highest soluble, and the reason is cyclohexane is non-polar. Now in this question you are asked, amongst the following compounds identify which are insoluble, partially soluble and highly soluble in water. So first here we are writing insoluble, partially soluble, and the third is highly soluble. So phenol is a partly soluble because of having benzene ring. Toluene is insoluble in water. Formic acid is highly soluble because it forms an intermolecular hydrogen bond with water. Ethylene glycol is also highly soluble because of having OH group. Chloroform is insoluble because it is non-polar substance. And then pentanol is a partly soluble. So as we go from methanol to ethanol to propanol to butanol and pentanol, as number of carbon atoms increases, then solubility decreases. That's why pentanol is a partially soluble. If the density of some lake water is 1.25 gram per ml, it contains 92 gram of sodium ions per 1 kg of water. So in 1000 gram of water, 92 gram of Na plus ions are present. So simple molality equals mass of solute multiplied with 1000 molecular mass of solute multiplied with mass of solvent. Both are in grams. So mass of solute is 92 multiplied by 1000. Molar mass of solute, here Na plus is given and the molality of Na plus is asked. So here we have to write 23 and it is multiplied with 1000 gram of solvent. So finally the answer is 4 molal.